I just felt like I should make a video to acknowledge and thank all the friends and allies that uh, God has given me so far uh, on this path. Um, yeah, has not been an easy path, that's for sure. Um, so I appreciate you guys. In assisting me as I go, until I reach uh, full strength, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not at my full strength or the right. Not yet. I'm not. So, in my opinion, but I'm getting there. So, anyways, just the main people that have stuck with me uh, over YouTube. Um, a lot of people come and go, but there's been a few of you that have been just solid. You know, uh, giving me the advice from God to tell to me at that time. You know, um, so I know God's talking through a lot of you guys. So I appreciate that. And you all have unique perspectives. Um, you're all different. You all have different benefits to me, gifts towards me, I guess. Um, for sure. So, like one person, I see advice from one angle that God wants me to see from a different uh, viewpoint of what He's done over my whole lifetime. And then from another person is helping me as I keep going, as the changes keep going, uh, the um, the assistance as I keep walking this unknown road. One of you helps me with that. Um, one of you just I don't know, loves me unconditionally, no matter what. So I don't know. Y'all have different, unique uh, perspectives, I'd say, on things. As God is teaching me, correcting me as I go, um, correcting me through you guys as I go. All that. The pastor said that we can't do this alone today. Like, we can't do this without God. And I agree with that. I cannot do this without God's help. And I openly admit today to myself, I'm in a position I've never quite been in before. Uh, where I actually know I just have God. Before, God was helping me, without me really knowing it. For a lot of my life, I was living as if there was no God. He was helping me secretly, probably. Most likely, yes. But these days, it's a little different. This is why it's different. I openly acknowledge, consciously acknowledge God's assistance. No joke. Openly. Yep. No joke. And with his assistance, he assists me in many different ways. He assists me through you guys. He assists me with people in real life as I keep going. In uh, both angles, he assists me through people on YouTube, and he assists me through people in real life. Any way he can assist me, he will assist me. That's what I've learned. Um, but I've learned that the changes are happening so fast that I'm having trouble keeping up. But I'm trying my best to keep up with the changes that God's doing, on this road. Breaking old habits and such. It's been tough. Probably the hardest road I've ever walked. Mainly because I never thought I would walk a road like this. I never thought I would. So yeah, that's what this video is about. Is I acknowledge my friends, my new family friends that God gave me. I acknowledge you guys. I'm not doing this all alone. Even though I walk alone a lot. Physically, I walk alone. So it seems like I'm alone, but I keep reminding myself I'm really not alone. Like I pretend I am. I pretend I am alone, but I'm not. I'm not as alone as I think or I want to be. I'm not that alone. So, but anyways. So yeah. I acknowledge you guys. The small unit of X-Men. I was looking at X-Men shirt. I was today. I'm like, I have a small unit of allies like the X-Men. I do. Out there. I do. Like Blue Sky, you're Storm. Mary Magdalene, you're Jean Grey. JR, you're Gambit, because you're a wild card for sure. You're Gambit. Soldier of the Lord. Probably Beast. Cindy. Probably Jubilee. Quiet and soft spoken. Don't think I forgot about you, Cindy. I know you've been supporting me. You were inspired to tell me about the battle axe scriptures. I know you were. You were inspired with that part. I don't know. So I see you guys as the X-Men. We're different from all society, we are. But we serve under God. We do. We're a special unit that serves under God secretly. No joke. some others of you are pretty reliable as well. Like Scott, you've been consistent as hell. You're one of the X-Men as well. Uh, who else? God knows I assess. I assess my warriors. I do. I assess them over time. I've been assessing you guys, just like I test Jesus. I test you guys as well. I do. I don't know who to trust. I don't. I grew up in lies. I don't know who to trust. God knows. So I have to assess things. It's taken me so long to barely trust Jesus. Barely. Barely. That's how much trust issues I have from growing up. So I'm testing everybody. Testing Jesus. Testing you guys. See who's solid. Who's reliable. But I need to, I don't know. I should be kinder to myself. That's what I realized today as well. I need to be kinder to myself. I need to figure out this self-love thing. No matter what I do, I can't figure out the self-love thing, but I drink tons of water. I'm still dried out. I'm like, what do I have to do, to take care of myself? I drink a lot of fluids. I don't get it, It's like I have a natural deep voice, But anyways, God knew I didn't take care of myself most of my life. That's why this road is tough. I didn't take care of myself. I didn't think there was a God at all. I didn't think there was a God, a purpose to life. I thought there was no reason to be here. I'm serious. God knows I'm telling the truth. I didn't think there was a reason to be here. So I didn't take care of myself at all. So that's why, another reason why this road is hard. I'm like, I didn't take care of myself. Now you want me to do a purpose for you, God? I didn't take care of myself. I lived as if there was no God for so long. I didn't take care of myself at all. I smoked for 6-7 years. I smoked. I'm like, there's no God. He's gonna burn us all anyways, which still might happen. But this time I'm not smoking before he burns everything. This time it's different. But yeah, that's the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing I discovered on this path. I may not be one of the ones that gets God's vengeance against him. Maybe not. So I have to live that way. I have to change the way I think, change the way I live, as if I won't get God's wrath. I won't get God's vengeance. I won't get burned, basically. So I have to live a different way. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep surviving. I have to keep living. You were right, Cindy. God's going to keep extending this until the purpose is done. I'm like, I got through a really hard day. Did I do enough for you, God? Nope. Wake up the next day. Purpose is not done yet. Purpose not done yet. Got to keep going. Like, shit. God damn it. How long is it going to take until this purpose and mission is done, God? Well, how long is it going to take, man? Like, just give me a cross. I'll walk my cross and hammer it in. Hammer me to a cross. That's simple. That's a simple, easy, one-day purpose. No offense, Jesus. I can't say anything. Even though Jesus suffered in a short amount of time, he suffered more than me. Even though it was a short amount of time in men's view. That's what's crazy. I suffered for a longer period of time on the planet. Maybe. Than Jesus did, but in that short amount of time that Jesus suffered, he beat me in suffering or something. Somehow he beat me in suffering somehow. You know what I mean? Even though I'm like, I suffered for decades, somehow Jesus still beat me in suffering somehow. I'm like, shit. He's the trump card. Jesus is the trump card still. In this warfare, Jesus is the trump card. He is. We can't win without him. We can't win the warfare without God. We can't. The pastor's like probably inspired by God when he said this. Some of you are in the middle of the warfare right now. I'm like, God knows I'm in the warfare. No matter what I do, I'm neck deep in the warfare. while everybody else is clueless, it seems like. God's like, I'm sharpening you. Don't worry about the warfare. It's sharpening you more. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. He's making me the real leader of the X-Men. He's making me Cyclops for real. He is, you know. I almost bought that X-Men shirt. I'm going to buy that X-Men shirt to remind myself of my small unit of friends and allies out there. My small unit of friends, you know. Mary Magdalene, you're the Jean Grey that Wolverine wants. He can't get her. That's who you are to me. Oh well. Oh well. It's me and Jesus forever. I swear, I hang out with people that, I think are my friends for a while. But at the end of the day, I spend most of my time with Jesus, within me as well. That's another thing the pastor is talking about. An essence of Jesus is within us. That is correct. That is correct. That's why him and me are together always, me and Jesus. He is within me somehow, We've been through so much hell together tonight. The insane methods that Jesus will go through to create a weapon of warfare eventually. A weapon of warfare for him. Like I said, he hasn't really unleashed me yet. He's kind of like, this is what I'll say. He's tuning me up, he is. With all my flaws and errors. Even with my talking. The way that I talk, he wants me to talk in a different way. A more effective way, he does. That's another thing I got from today. I knew it would come of it eventually. I knew it would. He wants me to talk in a better way. More authority, Like, man, Jesus is really demanding on what he wants me to become. Insane pottery master he is. A+ in pottery class, Jesus. God, I am sure he got an A+. By the time he's done with me, I'll be the most pristine battle axe the world has ever seen in front of their face. Not, they're like, whoa. They're going to say, whoa. Everywhere I go, they're going to be like, whoa. That's a shiny battle axe of Jesus right there. Everywhere I go. Like I said, in my opinion, Jesus has just been like warming me up he's bringing me to the surface, bringing me to the forefront. He's easing me in. He is. You're right, JR. He does a lot of things in secret. He does. Even secret from me. No joke. That's how serious Jesus is about his weaponry. He keeps a secret even from me, what he's doing, which is smart. Very smart. That way I don't chicken out. I don't chicken out and run away from this purpose. I don't chicken out. He knows I was scared shitless from the beginning. Going into the Christian world, I was scared shitless. I was. Like Paul from the Bible. How he was the enemy of the Christians. That's how I felt going into the Christian world. Full force. That's how I felt. I felt like the bad guy Paul going in. I'm not joking. I'm like, they're going to crucify me. They're going to crucify me. I wasn't a Christian most of my life. But God's like, I assure you, this will help you. Iron sharpens iron. If I'm around the Christians constantly, iron will sharpen iron. It'll get rid of the rough edges, my weaknesses. And I think maybe it has in some ways. There has been some benefits around being around the Christians. But there's one warrior that I talked to today. No accident. I like him a lot. No joke. That warrior I talked about before that has a heart of gold. That one. The warrior with the heart of gold. I've never come across someone with a heart of gold like him. Never. His heart is so much gold that I'm like, he's probably better friends with Jesus if Jesus was on the planet, he'd be a better friend to Jesus than me. He would. I admit it. He'd be a better friend to Jesus. At this point, he would be. Like I said, I've fallen from grace, and God's trying to bring me up to where He knows I can be. I fell from grace. I thought Jesus was a bad guy most of my life. So I kind of fell off a cliff, you know. So God's trying to build me up to where He knows I am. Eventually, He'll make me who He knows I am and can be, eventually. A person that's walking next to Jesus, no problem. God will make me that person eventually. Walking next to Jesus Himself, no problem. Not feeling insecure, nothing. No problem. God will make me to that point eventually. Where I'm a warrior, elite, general next to Jesus, doing as He wants. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Obeying Kakarot, you know. Being a lead officer for Jesus eventually. Who I never thought I'd do this for Him. Eventually, you know. But anyways. But yeah, I'm in a weird position. I've never had to depend on God's abilities so openly, so knowingly. And I'm at such the mercy of God, and I know it quite like this. And God knows it. It makes me feel uneasy. My own abilities, my own strength, my own willpower is not enough. It isn't. To walk this road, it's not. I need the assistance of God and others to walk this road. I do. 100%. And that's why I'm acknowledging you guys. My X-Men. My most reliable X-Men. Despite you guys having issues with me, you stuck with me. Those X-Men. You know. The Wolverine, the rough one in the group. You still love him anyways. That's you guys. But sometimes I think I'm Cyclops, the leader. Wannabe leader. But I don't know. I relate to the Wolverine and Cyclops, both of them, in different ways. But anyways. That's what I thought about. Because everybody just comes and goes. But the most elite for God are still with me. They are. They are. And they stuck with me for God. Not because of me, but for God. And God knows, I don't see you guys as subscribers. I don't. I never did. I never saw you guys as subscribers. Never. You guys are my warriors. You're my friends. Just as Jesus is my friend, I'm His friend. You're Jesus' friends. We're all friends. That's how I see it. We're all friends. We're friends helping each other. Because real friends, real friendship, real trust, real honesty is how we're going to win this whole war. It is. They don't have trust. They don't have honesty. They don't have all that on the enemy's side. They don't. They don't have pure honesty. They don't have pure trustworthy. They don't. The enemy doesn't have those qualities. They don't. That's why those gifts, those things are important. Real trust, real friendship, real love, all that stuff. Real. Not make-believe, not fake. Real. Like the real love of Jesus, that kind of real. That kind of real. Real nobility, real honor, all that, all real. All the enemy has, they don't have that. They don't have that. All they have is crazy tactics, deception. You know what I mean? Devil's toolkit. Bullshit. That God knows I still struggle with. I still struggle with what the enemy does to take me down. I still struggle. I do. Even with God's help. I'm like still, I admit it. I'm flawed still. I'm flawed, I know. But I acknowledge, the allies I've had in support groups, Christian communities, spiritual communities, you guys at the same time. I have a lot of support, allies, friends, even if I think I'm alone, I'm not. So I'm trying to remind myself of that. I'm not alone, as I think. So there's the bird again. There's the bird again. Every time there's a bird when I'm making a video. Every time there's a bird. You're like, there's birds everywhere. Not, not every time. Not every time I make a video is there a bird. Not every time, that's for sure. That's a good sign. The bird, that's what I'm going to say. The birds are a good sign. The bird while I'm making a video is a damn good sign. That's what I say. That's what I say. The bird is a good sign. I finally found the meaning of the bird. It's a good sign. It's a good omen. The bird. We're doing good. The bird said so. The bird says we're doing good. We're on the right path. The small group of Spartan out there. Small unit of like, there's like 8 of us that are solid. There's like 8 of us. No joke. But God's like, they're the best. They're the best. I'm like, all right. As long as they're the best, we can make it 8-man phalanx. Doesn't matter. We'll build from there. We'll build from there. Doesn't matter. We got to start strong with a small unit. That's what I trust. God knows what he's doing. God's doing this. I'll say this point blank. God's doing this way differently than I would have done it. I would have rushed this so fast, it's not even funny. I want it to be over. I want to win the war, get off the planet. So fast, it's not even funny. God knows. God's like, no, we're not doing it your way. We're not doing it your way at all. We're going to slowly build the phalanx. Slowly build the phalanx the way Jesus wants. Me, Soldier of the Lord, JR, Blue Sky, Mary Magdalene, Cindy, Scott. Yeah, those are the main ones in the phalanx. There's a few others that are close. There's a few others that are close in the phalanx. Even Felix. Your name is almost Phalanx. I've noticed you, Felix. I'm like, who's this Felix? He's been consistent, this Felix guy. You're almost in the solid 8 unit. You're almost number 9 guy. You probably don't think I pay attention, that kind of thing. I do. I pay attention. God knows. He designed me to pay attention. Analyze patterns. Who's the most solid? Who's the most solid in the comments? I can analyze it based on what they say. I'm like, they're talking for God. If I can see that they're talking for God consistently and they're there talking for God, you're in the phalanx, the solid 8-man phalanx. And you may be even more solid than me at this moment. That's why God surrounded me by more solid individuals. In a lot of ways. A lot of you are more solid than I am in a lot of ways. I admit it. That's why God has surrounded me with a ton of support. Christian support, other support groups, you name it. I got a ton of support as I walk this road because it's a difficult road. Until I reach full strength, basically. The final product of what God wants me to become. If there even is a final product, or I just keep changing with the pottery's hand. The crazy craftsman, like you say, JR. The never-ending crazy craftsman of Jesus, the crazy potter. I swear, I'm going to make a video about that. I'm like, I hope Jesus got an A+ in pottery class. I hope he did. For my sake, he got an A+ in pottery class. For all our sakes. But God knows, I'm in so uncharted territory that I'm used to. It's not even funny. I'm so, that's why he has all these supports around me consistently. All these supports. Support, consistent support as I keep going. It's true. If I lose faith, there's support here. If I lose faith here, I got more support here. It's consistent support. Because God knows, I walked away from all family, so that's been tough. So since I lost all family, he's been supporting me as I go. And that on Father's Day, that warrior with the heart of gold, he was helping me get through that tough day, and I thanked him for that. I released a lot on Father's Day. I did a lot of pain from within. A lot of my pain is from my father issues, biological. God knows it. But I have to trust that was part of what God wanted, part of the insane training, insane molding of a battle axe, that insane experience around a psychopath. Two psychopaths. That was part of my training. I gotta believe that was all part of the training. We're scapegoating since Jesus, in my opinion. I was surprised that Jesus survived what I survived. I was surprised. Even to this point, I'm still surprised Jesus went through it himself. As if he, I don't know. Somehow Jesus has known what to do to get me to this point. I'm like, Jesus doesn't know what he's doing, but he does. It's interesting. It's been interesting. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about in a different video. How smart Jesus is. How smart he is. Nobody covers this area like I know. I may know his suffering, but his smarts is insane. He's outsmarted me like you would not believe. He's like, I don't want anybody else to do this purpose, so I'm going to block you from trying to get off the purpose. That's what he's been doing. He's been stopping me from trying to get off the purpose road. I'm like, I'm too scared to do the purpose. Get me off this road. Everyone's going to hate me. Everyone's going to hate me. No one's going to like the battle axe in the end. No one's going to like me. They already don't like me. No one's going to like me. And that's kind of what I said from the beginning. I'm like, I was so hated that I'm like, even if I could never make it on my own because I'm so hated. That's another reason. Like, I'm so hated. Even from me, my own self-hate. I'm so hated all around. But anyways, I gotta push through all that hate against me. Bullshit, It's just been crazy. But anyways, it's a nice day outside. It's a nice day outside. At the very least, it's a nice day. But I better get going. It takes energy to make videos, but I thought this video would be important. And that's another thing I need to learn. I need to learn to keep my energy up. But I feel like going in, doing God's purpose takes away my energy. I have to risk it to be in a community. That takes away my energy, if that makes sense. I have to risk it, in my opinion. It's worth the risk for God, for me to be around people. It's worth the risk. So that's why I'm doing it. So, in order for me to do my purpose fully, I have to get used to being around people, no matter who they are, no matter how dangerous they are. I have to get used to being around all people. Like it's no problem. No joke. To be totally unfazed. As if, like Jesus back in the day, unfazed by people. Bird signs, just like in the movie of Troy. Bird signs, that's a good sign from the gods. They believe in the gods back then. Many gods back then, Apollo, the sun god. Ares, the god of war. I don't know. My best friend used to think there were many gods. He did. My best friend did. I've always not been sure. Is there more than one God out there? I don't know. The Achilles in me would say there's many gods, the gods out there. But a part of me is like, maybe there's just one God. That's it. The Father of us all. I don't know. Who knows? The God thing is so hard for people to figure out. It's not even funny. What's correct about the gods? Or one God? In Mormonism, they thought God was a polygamist. So they were wrong on that. The polygamy thing. And that's another video I want to talk about. It's the polygamy thing. How they thought God was a polygamist and all that craziness. That messed me up as well. But anyways, but I'm slowly finding out that God's not a polygamist. I'm slowly finding that out. Slowly. I'm like, man, I was lied to a lot. When it came to God, I was lied to a lot. But anyways, that's all I want to say. I'll talk to you later.